What's up, guys? HTG Brian here, and welcome to the final The Thing level for Funko Fusion. This is level 5, Blair Scare Fun Play, and I am happy to say this wraps up the Thing levels. Oh my goodness, they have not been very kind to us, and this one might be the worst. Also, pretty doable, however, just quite frustrating. We're going to need 40,000 vinyl to go ahead and get that vinyl tube. And a quick reminder, we do have quick links down below in the video description. So if you're looking for something specific, feel free to jump to those. And those usually apply to all of our collectible videos. So hopefully you've figured that out by now and taken advantage of them if and when you need. All right, door number 5 on the far right side of the Funko Factory Hub for The Thing. 0 collectibles so far, and keep in mind we have removed all non-essential gameplay and cutscenes, so we jump right in. We're going to recommend you switch on over to He-Man and maybe smash and grab a little bit because we have quite a few items we need to mold, some of them of which are going to cost us some monies. Now, as soon as we leave the spawn area, we're going to recommend you go ahead and activate the purple goo tube, which is going to allow us quick and easy deployment of the purple goo that we'll get once we start battling. But first, let's get some collectibles, starting with a couple of vinyl orbs over there. But there is a gold door on the lower left-hand side. Once you leave the spawn, we'll go ahead and wreck shop with He-Man and make our way back across to the new area over to the character swap box. Here, we're going to recommend you switch on over to Child's because we're going to use his flamethrower right quick and melt down some ice, revealing a crystal that we can use in a laser puzzle. So we'll go ahead and melt and grab that, place it in place here, and now we're going to need the use of a laser-wielding character, which our favorite happens to be Starbuck, not only because he has the laser, but also that quick speed, which will come in handy for a 4-lever chest after this. Now, we're going to quickly need to shoot this laser crystal, pump up the laser pad across the way, grab it, and move to the second location, which we will repeat the process, and of course, up the stairs to the third one, drop it like it's hot, shoot it, and booyakashow. If you did it quickly enough, it should power up this silver chest down below. If you found that maybe you didn't get there quick enough, we recommend that you let your stamina catch up, and hopefully that should be enough. All right, make sure you grab that silver crown, and next up we've got some 4 levers. That's right, one just to the left of the chest, one at the top of the stairs, one across the room hiding, and the 4th one is over by the actual chest that we will collect. So again, a 5-star speed character and full stamina is going to be plenty here. I even make a couple of mistakes swinging and missing at the switch, and I still have 4 to 5 seconds left. Okay, 3 seconds by the time I missed twice on the last one, but nonetheless, we were able to get that crown. All right, move to the center of the room where we're actually going to look up and find a KFC bucket stowed away up top. I don't know who left that there, but that's pretty tricky stuff. All right, now that we got that KFC bucket, let's go to the mold machine here and mold ourselves a blacklight. I mentioned earlier that we have a handful of things we have to mold, and this is the first of many. We'll grab this and carefully avoid these tentacly-like things popping up from the ground here. And we're going to make our way up and around the old purple goo tube. Behind the staircase up top is going to be a crime scene, which no way to mold anything up here. So we'll go ahead and drop what we just carried across the map, and we should be able to find 3 hot spots. First one is the back left, second one's the right, and right in front of us for the third, it should puke out a security card. Thank you very much. We'll swipe it, which will give power to the security cameras, which we can go ahead and hop into and solve this quick wheel puzzle. That's right, we've got 2 wheels. We got to follow the old pathway here. And the second one you'll have to activate by pressing the icon indicated as well. Simply follow the path all the way up to the top. It should make it rain and put out the fire, giving us the access to the silver crown in this silver chest here. So go ahead and pop it open and make sure you collect it before taking off. Because, yeah, in my scouting run, I accidentally forgot to grab one. I was like, where's that? I swear I got 7. I forgot to collect a crown. So, all right, back down the stairs we go. We're going to actually run all the way over to the left and find ourselves the Foxxo body part just chilling here behind some debris. There's also a brown chest. We'll go ahead and flip that open because we love us some vinyl. Next up, just beyond that, is going to be a gas canister. We're going to pick it up and slam it next to this silver chest, which will then get its melt on. We can go ahead and pick up the crown as soon as all that fire is gone. That's right, you don't want to get a little melty face, which we've seen. It's kind of a funny thing, but also means you've lost some health. All right, another crown down. Next up, we got some spider webs. Right up to the left side of it here is going to be number 1. Number 2 is going to be stowed away in this little storage room over here. Go ahead and pop that off. And outside, just to the left up high, is going to be number 3. Now, you probably saw number 4 when we ran up the old staircase here going up to the crime scene. And last but not least, the 5th one is over in the far left corner. And there we go, Booyaka Shout. Now, luckily for us, the silver crown is in the chest right behind that 5th one. So go ahead and kick it and grab it. And that's going to go ahead and give us number 5. Just behind us on this upper platform, right by the lights and the trees, is going to be the artifact just kind of hanging out there. It's kind of stuck in there, but easily enough to see. Right next to that's going to be a gas canister. We're going to pick that up and repeat the process of shooting it till it explodes and melts the ice, which is going to give us access to a green proto chest. So while we're waiting for that fire to go away, I recommend swooping up that free soda and a couple of vinyl orbs. And now that the coast is clear, we can go ahead and grab that Protopart and take it to the icon indicated, which is an exclamation point, back in this little storage container area. All right, while we're here, after slam dunking that and unlocking a new soda, right behind us is going to be a blue propane tank activated inside a tube. We're going to pop that out and swap it over to the blue mold machine, which now has power. And let's grab the gas canister that was sitting there and take it and place it up top. This is going to come in handy when we're fighting the boss later. We have to melt some red boardage, and that's going to be much easier to just shoot versus grabbing and planting one there. Now on this upper area here, there is another silver chest. We're going to go ahead and activate it, but immediately get attacked by purple goo and a bunch of baddies. So your bad guys might look a little different than mine, but just make sure you ratty all baddies. You'll hear a special little sound indicating the celebratory moment of the crown being available. And we're not there yet. We got one last little puppers and Booyaka Shout. He is done, did. We'll go ahead and flip the lid and grab crown number 6. So basically now all we have left is the vinyl tube crown and the red Protopart. So let's go ahead and begin preparing for battle. That's right. So quick links down below. If you already know how to take on this boss or have your own preferred method, feel free. But we're going to get our mold on. In fact, we're going to mold our little hearts out until we have 0 propane tanks left. I believe it's either 5 or 6. We can go ahead and count them. That's 1 out. And we're just going to keep on keeping on. That's right. Mold until there is none left. The reason for this is that this level is relentless with bad guys. As soon as we activate the battle itself, endless baddies will spawn and harass you. And, you know, even though you're shooting them, they'll still jump onto your head or explode next to your feet and cause you to turn into a zombie Funko. There's all sorts of turmoil, which is one of the reasons why this level is my least favorite of them all. Now, it is doable, and unfortunately, I had to do this level a handful of extra times because there is a little bit of a known bug where the red orb baddie will spawn while the big battle ensues. And if you shoot him next to the big guy up top on the platform, we have to melt the red grates. It's possible that your red orb might fall out of reach down below. That not only happened to me on my scouting run, but it happened to me on my first recording attempt. So I had to play this level over and over again. All right, now that we're out of stock, I do recommend grabbing a couple of turrets. Now, your placement is up to you, but we do recommend one up top right next to the old red boards that we're going to have to shoot in a minute. They're currently brown, I should mention. But we're also going to place one up top on the ledge that sort of does double time up top, but also looks down below. As I mentioned, the baddies are relentless, and they keep on keeping on. So even if you take out like 10 or 15 or 20 or 30, there's still going to be more coming. So we're going to mold 3 total turrets. This last one's going to go out in the lower section right behind us, and it should cover most of the ground. Now, I also want to note that if you continue to shoot bad guys, it's going to help your turret stay out longer because there's only so much ammo they seem to have. Now, one last thing to do before we prepare for battle is I do recommend unlocking or purchasing a health regeneration soda. Reason for this is that, as I mentioned multiple times, the baddies are relentless. And, you know, there's a couple of hearts scattered throughout, but it's just easy to know that your health will regenerate as long as you're not taking damage. So I got that ready to go, and when my health gets a little low, I'll go ahead and activate it. But if you're ready, let's go ahead and pop the first propane canister, which is going to go ahead and hurt the tentacly-like thing and also reveal some of the purple goo. Now, this is part of the stuff that frustrates me, is these guys pop up and they're sort of invincible for the first, like, 3 to 5 seconds. So I wasted a bunch of ammo and was not able to take them down. But thank goodness for the turrets, as they're helping support here. Now, I recommend taking out a couple of tentacles before moving up, and that usually means you should have 10 or so goos. And it looks like I think I got, we'll have to get up close and personal to see, but I think I got 10 for the first go. Now we just need to go ahead and be patient. Sometimes you might have to move the propane tanks around to speed things up a little bit. And I definitely recommend staying active, moving around, using the retreat method as much as possible. Sort of like, you know, like they do in Call of Duty Zombies and such. Just sort of train them and let them follow you around. And yes, I did get 10 the first time, but I don't think I get 10 the second time. Unfortunately, I only got 17. So that means I only got 7 that time. And there's some purple goo on the ground, but it's not always obtainable. Sometimes they're just there as like visuals. So it's kind of, that's another reason why this level's been a little frustrating for me. I'm not trying to hate on it. In the end, I'm happy to have it done. And, you know, at some point during the battle, too, you might have to go and mold yourself another gas canister. Those turrets out front do a pretty good job of distracting the baddies while that's happening. Now, I actually grabbed this a little early, I think, and I'm trying to figure out which way do I go? Which way do I go? But essentially, you just want to keep repeating this process of shooting the canisters, melting down the tentacles, grabbing the purple goo, and filling the tube. Now, the goal is to get to 30. Once you get to 30, it spawns a cutscene and transitions to the second portion of the battle, which gets even more hectic than it is now. I mean, look how many bad guys are chasing me, and how many more are spawning. Like, this is a little bit much. Now, for an all-ages game, I feel like this is going to be very difficult for the average or younger player that doesn't have a lot of experience. Even me, I'm pretty experienced here, and I'm running around with some pretty good methods and a bunch of assistance with turrets and stuff, and it's still quite difficult. Now, I got a little bit of a break there, and my health was a little low, so I did go ahead and big gulp down that health regen drink, which, as you can see, as long as I'm not taking damage, it does replenish my health ever so slightly. So I got a couple more here. I only needed 3 more to get to 30, so I got 30. Let's go ahead and slam it in. Next up, we're going to need to go ahead and hit that propane tank we placed on the planks behind us. However, this is quite overwhelming. Now, here in a second, too, the red orb baddie could pop out at any time. With this endless supply of bad guys, we also not only have to try and collect the purple goo to fill the tube, but we also have to be on alert for the red orb baddie. So you can see I've got all 30. I've confirmed that, and I'm going to go ahead and pop this. So as soon as we do this, it should trigger a cutscene, and that's when the red orb baddie becomes possible. Now, I look all over up top. I do not see him, so I make a mad dash down below. In my scouting runs and even my failed attempt where the red orb fell inside, he did not start up here. He actually started down below. And I've even had him run into that back room where we did the laser crystal puzzle to begin with. So he could be just about anywhere. But there was my first opportunity to take out some of that purple goo. But I am so overwhelmed and a little bit concerned that the red orb baddie isn't spawning. I'm going to go ahead and drop down to this lower level and retreat into that first area that we busted through that gold brickage. And nope, he's not over here either, so must be back in the top area. And it's not an exact science of when he pops out either. I don't know if it's like the 10th bad guy to spawn, or the 15th bad guy, or if it's a time-related thing after the cutscene. But you just got to be on the lookout. And, oh, there he is. He's a little guy hanging out over here. Now, be careful. As you can see, once you hit him, he drops that orb, and it almost fell down into that hole below the big dog. And that's possible that it might happen to you. Make sure you grab this thing and retreat as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, it gets knocked out of my hand right before I slam dunk it. So I've got a little bit of a rattying of the baddying to do here before the coast is clear and I can go ahead and get my Michael Jordan on. For those youngsters out there who don't know, Michael Jordan was one of the best to ever dunk a ball. Him and Vince Carter, probably the 2 top dogs. I mean, you got some other guys in there too, but the showmanship. All right, so we've got the red orb. Now all we have to do is basically finish this boss battle. At the end of the boss battle, we're going to have to assist the Thing who comes in once we get the purple tube filled up, and we're going to get paid lots and lots of vinyl. So that 40,000 for the vinyl tube is not going to be a problem at all. Even like right now, if you look, I'm a little short because we had to mold all of those items. Now that, again, will not be an issue once we get the tube filled and are able to shoot and assist the Thing and taking down the bad guy. Just like most of the big final bosses, every time we hit him, a lot of vinyl deploys, and we can just pick it up and insert it into our pockets. Eventually, we'll go ahead and transfer that over to the tube and, of course, get that final silver crown, because that's all that's left. All right, I got a little bit of the purple gooage. We'll go ahead and slam dunk it in there, and we got some more coming now, too. It's getting to be a little bit more forgiving. However, I'm noticing this game has a little bit of a counting problem, too. I'll pick up 10 pieces, and I'll only have 4 floating around me. It's kind of weird, but got another stack here. Looks like we need 1 more, so we'll go ahead and pop the dome of that bad guy one more time, and in it goes. Now we just got to wait for it to turn gold. Then we got to wait a little longer for the button to activate. So I'm coming up here, sort of retreating, and there it is. It's presented itself. It's still not. There we go. We could go ahead and complete our demeanor. Now we just got to wait a couple of seconds for the cutscene to happen, which again has been removed. So it's up to us to go assist the Thing and actually take him down. Say, it's raining vinyl, hallelujah, it's raining. Now, the laser character definitely helps, especially since there's a slower rate of fire, but a continuous rate here. You could always try reloading, which I do believe I do here in a second, and it comes out a lot faster, but I don't know if it equivalates to more vinyl or if just keeping the steady pace is going to be plenty. Either way, we've got a lot more than we need for that vinyl tube, and there's still lots more damage to do. You'll watch the text go from white to orange to red, which once we get into the red, you know you're getting pretty close. And there you go. I got to reload there, and look at how much more is coming out. So it probably would benefit us to reload. And all right, we've officially taken down the bad guy, Blair, and now we got Eddie on the floor down below. Looks like we got a couple loose cannons here, so let's go ahead and take those guys out. And once we're done and the coast is clear, we can make our way over to the vinyl tube, which is in the little storage area behind us now, and get that final crown. And again, you guys have no idea how happy I am to be done with these Thing levels. Now, Battlestar Galactica has its own little quirks, but it's a much less aggressive, at least by memory, than the Thing level. So, all right, crown number 7 is officially ours. Let's talk to Eddie, and he should present us with a gold crown, which will allow us to end the level and move on to the next thing. There it is. It doesn't seem very gold. I guess we already picked it up in the story mode, which is probably why it was a little transparent. But all 7 silver crowns. We got the KFC Bucket, the Foxxo body part, and the artificial... No, the artifact. The artificial. It is artificial, I guess. But and the red and green Protopart. So, all right, guys. We are feeling pretty good about this. We only have 6 more levels. The 5 main levels for Battlestar, and, of course, the last cameo level appearance, which I do believe is Nope. I'm not saying that it's not there. I'm saying it's Nope. All right, anyways, guys. Hey, if you have not already, please check out HappyThumbsGaming. We also have social media aplenty. If you're looking for some merchandise, we got HTGmerch.com as well. Don't forget to hit that like button if we helped you out or maybe found my humor a little bit on the funny side. And, of course, as for me, that's going to do it for now. As always, until next time, see ya!